How's it going, everybody? So in this video I'm going to be responding to Matt Monarch's recent update after his surgery. Basically, for those who don't know, Matt Monarch, he has been a raw vegan superfood guru for like the last 20 years or so. And he was a huge advocate of coffee enemas and colonics and cleansing the colon. And he's made videos talking about how keeping the colon clean and cleansing the colon is like the #1 thing you can do to prevent disease and to reverse disease, and it's the most important thing ever. And so over time he realized that this constant coffee enema thing might actually be harming his colon. And he was noticing when he was eating his raw foods, which is his main thing in his diet, is what he's been known for. He created the Raw Food World TV show and whatever. These raw foods were actually causing his butthole to bleed and triggering his colitis and whatnot. And eventually he had to get surgery for it. And so he's almost died multiple times from colitis, and every time it was after going back to eating raw foods. And the crazy thing is, he claims that these supplements he sells are what's kept him alive. And these supplements he sells brought him back to life, brought him back from the dead after going vegan, or after being raw vegan and dying from colitis or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, these raw foods are very irritating to many people's guts. And typically when people remove much of these plant foods from their diet and they eat mostly animal foods, their chronic digestive symptoms go away. And he's starting to notice that now, but it's very, very hard for him to let go because he's the raw vegan superfood guy. And his whole business that he makes money from is surrounding helping his clients reverse diseases using raw food diets and superfoods, and selling people superfood supplements. So he's still trying to claim that his prebiotic, probiotic supplements are helping him and all this nonsense, when the reality is he's scared of eating red meat, and he needs to go back with his friend Tristan from Pummel Edge Health and, remove these foods that are killing him. So anyway, we'll see if he learned his lesson. Let's watch this video.
So people were asking me in my last video, they wanted an update on everything with the surgery and everything like that. I'm healing very fast. I'm doing way better. I walk 1.5 miles a day usually.
1.5 miles a day? World record.
I'm weaning off of prednisone. I get crazy headaches. I've got the prednisone moon face.
That's the vegan moon face. 10 years of veganism.
It's one of the reasons why I don't look like I don't look the best right now.
You haven't looked the best ever since you first got on YouTube.
Because of that, I've been gaining weight like crazy. I'm healing like crazy. People want to know about my diet too. I don't really like sharing this because there's so many people.
Because there's so many people who say, "I told you so," that your vegan diet was killing you, and you don't like hearing the truth.
People out there that are judgmental, and they, firstly, I'd like to say I was on the 100% raw food diet when I started bleeding out of my colon.
And that's actually a pretty common side effect, unfortunately. I myself was vegan for an entire year and suffered extreme irritable bowel syndrome. And then I realized it was most of the staple foods I was eating as a vegan that were actually causing my my intestinal explosion symptoms in the first place. I then went autoimmune paleo and eating mostly red meat, cooked cruciferous vegetables, and raw fruits. And my symptoms completely went away.
And I tried every natural approach possible.
Every natural approach except for removing the very plant foods that are causing your problem to begin with. Maybe you should get back with your old buddy from Ecuador, Tristan from Pummel Edge Health, and consult with him about starting a carnivore diet, because I'm sure he'll be enthusiastic enough to tell you that thousands of people in the carnivore community, in these Facebook groups, these carnivore Facebook groups and Reddit groups with colitis and Crohn's disease and intestinal issues, who thought that there was no remedy to save them and the only option was to remove their colon, and they went on a carnivore diet, and all of a sudden all their symptoms vanish. Mr. Raw Vegan colonic enthusiast.
But what I eat now is eggs, tuna fish, A2 milk. I drink a lot of A2 milk.
Probably not a good idea to be drinking that milk, but much better than the raw foods you were eating. At least you're getting some absorbable, digestible nutrition.
Yeah, I'm doing really well. And, I also eat some things that, many of you won't think is healthy. Like with my, what do you call it? Tuna fish, I'll take saltine crackers and eat it like that. Or
why the fuck would you eat saltine crackers if you're suffering from colitis and now he's got a bag hooked up to his intestine because he got his surgery on his intestine? What is the point of eating crackers? There's no physiological benefit from eating crackers. Unless, of course, because he's highly dependent on the high carb diet. His body's adapted to using carbs as fuel. So he's going to, feel like garbage if he doesn't get carbs for now. But if he just removed the carbs after about four weeks or so, his body would adapt to using its own body fat for fuel, which would render any kind of like cracker useless. But the main thing here is not just is he not getting any benefit from the crackers, but, it's like the worst thing you can be eating for intestinal health.
Or I'll dip graham crackers in milk. Yeah.
This guy's like Frank Tufano's best friend because they both are eating like the same shitty diet. Only Frank Tufano's is probably way shittier because it's just higher in gut irritating fibers and things.
After I eat the eggs or something like that.
Why doesn't he just eat red meat? What's up with all these orthorexic people and their fear of red meat? Like, seriously, dairy, eggs, tuna fish, okay, graham crackers, suffering from colitis, but not red meat for some reason. God forbid he eats red meat, right?
Cream cheese I like also.
Seriously, what the
yogurt?
Fuck? Yogurt?
What else? That's like the mainstay of my diet. It's pretty healthy.
I don't think that's freaking healthy. Just the graham crackers and the saltines alone completely ruins the majority of it. But at least he's getting some actual absorbable nutrients now compared to the raw food diet that led up to his colon exploding. And mind you, this guy has been suffering from colitis for a long time, and he's known that the raw foods are one of the main things that cause him to bleed. But he keeps going back to the raw foods for some reason.
Plan on eating more raw food. I'm not supposed to do that yet with the surgery.
Jesus Christ. What did he just say? He's planning on going back to raw food? You would think, like, how many times is his colon going to explode on raw foods before he realizes that he just can't eat raw foods anymore?
I plan on eating more raw food. I'm not supposed to do that yet with the surgery.
You should never fucking do that again.
I hope. We'll see.
You hope. How many times is he going to have his colon explode before he just drops the raw food thing? Seriously. The big problem with this guy is he's so stuck in the past and stuck to his self-image of the raw vegan superfood guru. And, he sells all these superfood supplements. And he even went so far as to claim back in 2019 when he previously almost died from colitis, he started eating animal foods again, made a good recovery, and then made a video claiming that his superfood supplements were what brought him back to life miraculously. When the reality is the doctors put him on all these medications. He started eating some actual absorbable nutrients because his intestine was fucked. And he came back to life all of a sudden because he was on medications and eating animal foods. And he claims, this freaking magic supplement. Like, I don't care whether you're vegan or carnivore or whatever, but this whole superfood supplement salesman bullshit has got to stop. Okay, especially when you go as far, like you almost die and doctors help you and all this, and then you blame like some supplements you're selling. Like, that's just fucked up.
But I'm very happy. Like, my life now compared to before is better.
Okay, well,
I had to
that's
do a
good.
second surgery
It's good that his life's better.
to reconnect everything and get rid of the bag. I'm not
This
I'm a little nervous about that.
This sounds crazy, man. This is horrible, man.
So
this is horrible.
I guess that's the update. I'm doing really well.
Like I don't make these videos to make fun of them. I make these videos to like bring awareness to the serious negative side effects of health obsession and orthorexia. It leads people down these crazy roads that they end up messing up their health completely. And generally their health problems can be solved with very simple means. But they go to these crazy extremes, like Frank Tufano and his weird refined sugar diet. And then Matt Monarch. I mean, this guy has been preaching colonics and cleaning out your colon, and raw foods are the cleanest diet ever since he got on YouTube. And now look at him. Like, did the colonics and cleaning out your colon really help you? No, it actually did the opposite. And this is a really good example of, you know, one of the more esoteric, magical thinking concepts of like the law of attraction, I guess. I know that sounds freaking stupid, but this is a good example of why you can't just focus on what you want. Like, this guy has been obsessing over his negative health issues and like, oh, like, I gotta freaking cleanse my colon. I gotta freaking like eat all this freaking raw food and blah, blah, blah. Avoid red meat because it'll rot my intestine. Clearly, that's not the reality.
I don't like the bag because like my skin gets irritated.
Oh man, dude, that sucks, man.
It just sucks, and
really does. It's very sad.
I don't have to like rush in a car to a bathroom. I could just like relax, and I'm not screaming at the people in front of me.
Wow.
I would always be rushing to get somewhere, like to the bathroom, because I'd always.
So back when I was vegan for an entire year, I had this issue too, where basically my asshole was like a salad shooter, and I was pooping out like carrots and potato skins and tomato skins, and it was terrible. It was terrible, and apparently this is actually pretty common. I looked up answers to the problem, like how can I actually digest these foods without pooping them out undigested, and all I saw was that it was common with fibrous foods to see them out the other end, and it's not a cause for concern. And there are all these other people asking the same question: how can I digest these foods? And what's my problem? And pretty much there was no answers. There were just stupid shit like, oh, you need probiotics. I tried those. I used to spend hundreds of dollars on probiotics. Oh, you need enzyme supplements. I bought enzyme supplements and they helped. They made me feel great. It made me able to eat more, but they didn't help with the undigested food problem. So yeah, I used to have this problem too, and I literally tried everything, and the only solution I found, unlike Matt Monarch, was to actually just remove those plant foods that were causing those problems to begin with. And I'm healthy now. The only problem with that is I couldn't be vegan. I had to eat red meat. But I'm glad I did, because I feel so much better now.
I just had to go to the bathroom. It was crazy. I had to do the surgery. I was going to die if I didn't. It was crazy. I tried every natural approach. So
you did not try it. People always say this shit. I tried every natural approach. Or I tried everything to solve my chronic health problem. Like, I hear this all the time. I hate when people say I tried everything, because you don't have enough time or energy to fucking try everything. Trust me. Or money. Because there's always a new health thing that you can freaking try. First of all, and you shouldn't need to try fucking everything. Generally speaking, the solution is a lot more simpler, and you're not going to find it going down this rabbit hole of nirvana of health syndrome, looking at cleansing the body and bullshit like that. If he really tried everything, he would have tried the carnivore diet. And I don't know why he didn't. Like, he's been identifying as a pescatarian and all this weird shit, and going back to raw veganism and colonics and whatnot. But he used to be friends with Tristan from Primal Edge Health, who runs a really big carnivore / weird conspiracy theory YouTube channel. And it's like, I'm sure he knows that people are healing, like thousands of people. Literally, I see new experiences every single day, new testimonials every single day from people eating carnivore diets, healing their chronic colitis and digestive issues. So why doesn't he do this? Especially, he says he tried everything. He didn't try the carnivore diet. Or maybe he did, but he just doesn't want to admit it because he'll lose customers from his supplement company. And he also does health consulting. He has videos talking about how to heal different diseases and stuff. In fact, he made a video saying that his colitis was a spiritual problem given to him by the devil or something, which is just crazy.
You know me, extremist. It was a hereditary thing. My brother had the same issue. I'm an Ashkenazi Jew. It runs in that line, I guess you could say. But anyway, there's your update.
Oh, jeez.
Now I just have to wean off these meds. Ugh, didn't sleep well.
All right. So it appears that Matt Monarch is planning on going back to his raw vegan diet after he heals from colitis. And chances are he's going to end up right back in the hospital. And honestly, this is very sad for me to watch. This is not good at all. Because when I was vegan for an entire year, I used to watch his videos religiously. And it's just sad to see him like completely dying. And it's like, this is like his whole life is like raw foods. And that's exactly what's causing his problems. But he can't see it. He's like, oh no, like, it's hereditary, and I tried everything except for carnivore, and nothing helped, so now I gotta eat graham crackers and whatnot. It's like, crap, man, I'm gonna eat raw foods again, and once I heal. Like, please don't. Please just open your eyes, okay? Don't go back to raw foods, please. But apparently that's what he's gonna do, and so we'll see. So what do you guys think? Leave your answers down in the comments. Do you think Matt Monarch's raw vegan diet is not a good idea? Do you think Matt Monarch is delusional? Do you think Matt Monarch is going to heal again on his raw food diet? Do you think Matt Monarch's supplements are going to help him? Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think.